Well, hello and welcome to my shop here on November 27th for my second and hopefully last day working on this machine. So the initial problem with this machine was it couldn't eject or take in a disc. It couldn't operate the drawer back and forth. That turned out to be a simple belt, which I've replaced maybe temporarily with just a rubber band, and that has made it work. But after doing that, I discovered there's more problems with it. There's probably another belt on this underneath. I don't know for sure, but it looks like my only option is to take the whole player out, look underneath, and see what's going on. So first thing I want to do is I want to get that CD out of there. So we're going to turn this guy on. To eject. Let's try it with it. Oh my gosh. How many buttons can you have on a CD player? Holy smokes. I never really looked at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, is there one for ejecting? Which one? Oh my God. Oh, clock, CD player, open. It's not going very well. Random shuffle open. Okay, maybe it was caught in some kind of process there. Maybe related to the other belt. So we'll take this out. 25 hits from 25 years. Okay. You push open, we'll close. Good. Yes, it's trying to do something it can't do. Probably because of another loose belt. And eventually the player's smart enough to realize things are to reach a timeout. Okay, let's unplug it here. Make sure it's not powered. Now I think it's a matter of two screws. There's a big black one here. There's one underneath here. It's very similar, big black one. So we're going to take that out. Now I have no manual for this, so I'm winging it. I am winging it here. This other really large screw, which is down in the back here. It's really a little surprising. Two screws would hold something like this in place, but there may be posts or stuff like that. Let's see. No, there's nothing else holding it. Now there's wires here and here. I think I can leave them in by just lifting this up and tipping it over. So I'd rather not undo them. Of course, there is a belt in there. This board is in the way. The board is held on with 3 screws. There's a cable here tying the board. It looks like the board can come off and you can just swing it out of the way here, and again leave the wire on. Okay, may have to disconnect some wires in the end. my familiarity with this kind of equipment is pretty minimal. Took this on the basis that the problem was probably just belts and not electronics. If it's electronics, I'm not sure I'm the guy to fix it. But I don't think it's electronics. I don't think there's anything wrong electronically. Okay. Oh, there's another wire. There's a wire here. This one here. Let's take it. Sometimes these guys have locks, sometimes not. How about not? Oh, that came out easy. Okay, I should be able to flip this away. Here. Oh my gosh, there's nothing obvious yet. Okay, we're going to pull this out here. What do we got here? Oh boy. So motor. There's 3 motors in this. Wow. Okay, so one of them I put a belt on already. That one is oh boy. This one I think is involved with these gears. One. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull these off. It's right out. Okay, that's great. Let's set this aside here. Jeepers creepers. How do things get broken? That's how. Accidentally. Well, that's just part of the gear sticking out. That's the this is the part that's not moving. This part should be moving up and down, clamping the CD and moving the laser up into position. That is driven, can be driven by this gear here. I was just doing that. I don't think this is a belt deal. I'm trying to look for moving parts all the way up into one of these motors. Could be this motor here. So which one of the 3 motors is the one? Yeah, so this has got to move back and forth. That's got to be another motor. That feels like it's driven properly. I really bet it's this motor. This one is the motor that drives the disc. It's got the spindle on it, comes right up into here, and that leaves this motor, which is up near these gears. This is the guy. What about him? Is he stuck? belt up in here somewhere? I don't think so. I think this is more likely to be gear driven. Now, how can I tell if this motor is even turning? I wouldn't imagine so. I would imagine moving this wheel would be spinning the rotor on this motor. But I don't think so. I don't think that's happening. Where do you go to get access here? So I see the motor terminals are soldered to this board. There's a clip here. There's a clip here. This piece up on top. Looks like I need to remove this. This is not in the center. So this piece has a direction to it. Which way? So put an M here, marking the motor. I've got to lift this out and see what's going on. So this is scary now for me at this point because I'm not sure at all I can fix it, and I'm not sure at all I can even put it back together necessarily. Should be able to, but need a bigger screwdriver. You know, it can be fun working on these things, but not when they're somebody else's. They belong to somebody else. It's nerve-wracking. Okay, so I'm going to put these two screws right back in. Yes, I'm turning it backwards. I'm trying to feel the start of the thread. Okay. There's one screw holding this in. Clip, clip, clip. Could desolder these, lift this board off, leave the motor in. Just try to pull the whole unit out. Let me try that. First of all, try lifting it here. Work. These are easy to push back. This just lifts out. So on older machines, clips like this can easily break if you just push them a little too hard. Even in some cases, you can't even push them off without breaking it. This one feels pretty flexible. It does not want to come up. It does not want to come up. Pull this out. Maybe not. I'm not going to get this off. Okay, back to trying to lift it out. Why wouldn't it lift out? Isn't it loose? Just a second. That's coming. Okay, that's coming too. Boy, 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 boy. What am I hoping to achieve here? Pull the motor out and what? Well, what am I going to see if I pull that motor out? I'm imagining it's just a gear going down. If it's just a gear going down, what am I going to get by pulling it out? I'm going to pull it out and see the gear. Gear is ruined. Motor is frozen. Maybe the motor's frozen. Chances of that are pretty small. How can I know that the motor's turning or not? Move this forward. Of course, it's locked. Can I unlock it? Now that's out of the machine. I should have had this open when I took it out. That was a nice click. What was that? Okay, so the machine's going to have a lock to make sure nobody can pull the drawer open while the CD is in place. This is set now to lock the CD. So if I pull it out, maybe that would be terrible news. Yeah, it looks like the CD lift is up, and I did that by turning this gear here. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, that released the lock. You can see the belt I put in. Now, we're trying to look back. Where's the motor? The motor I'm wondering about is this one. Oh! That's the motor driving this mechanism. This can't be the problem. Okay, and then we have the motor driving the CD. Then this is the only guy who's left. This is the guy here. Oh, we can see the top of it. Right in here. So it's basically working on a totally wrong motor. So this is the guy here. Suppose I could have looked for voltages on the motor terminals. So I can see the gearing, and I can see the motor spinning. Looking for the part of the mechanism that lifts the lifts this whole bladder here and locks the CD, which is under here normally. How's this work? Something going on up in here. Okay, so gravity pulled it down just now, I think. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so there's a ramp right in here. Oh, for crying out loud, it's the same motor. The rubber belt I put on is too loose. And I got to the end of the run, it just wouldn't go. That's all it is. You have the wrong belt. Well, let's try putting on a better belt. Oh, wait a minute. Can't I imitate that problem? At least feel the effect of it. Okay, there's, so the CD comes in, and now at this point, it tries lifting. Oh, there's a little catch there. Something was catching. Right there. That. What is that? Right there. Okay, something is catching. Maybe a lubrication issue. Looks like not much lubrication in this sliding part. You can hear the little tick right there. No tick occurs when this is upside down. So there's a magnetic action going on here where when it wants to grip the CD, this plate is magnetically grabbed somehow. Is that what the click is? No, the click is long. Go up. Right there. Okay. A little bit of magnetism doing that. Is the problem. Well, we could consider it to be a lubrication problem first. It's too bad I can't show this on camera very good because everything is black, so I mean it's just not going to be all that visible. So you can spot exactly where this is. Okay, we're in the spot there. Oh, as soon as I turn it a bit. That's a hint, isn't it? As soon as you lift it a bit, turn it a bit over, so it's not moving, then it's free as soon as I get up like this. So you can assume that what's happening is this is moving up a little bit and getting off some kind of catch that's happening in here. So that's the magnetic lock there that's holding it. I shouldn't really call it a lock. Okay, let's try again. Door comes closed, and is the door not closing all the way? Very hard. There's a real sticky spot there, but it doesn't exist when I do this. Okay, let me get another camera going. We'll try to see it in the dark here. Let's see if taking a close look at it is going to help or not. Turn this wheel. Okay, so that is where it should get to. You can see the piece coming down in the back, so that's released the CD at this point, and now there was definitely a click there. So this is right side up. The door is now coming open. You can see it at the very top of the screen coming open. Okay, so CD door closing. Closed. Right away it's harder to pull the wheel. You can see my finger sliding over it. Increase the pressure here. That's quite a sticking point. Right there. And if it comes in with a bit of momentum, get past it now. Oh, this is you know what? That is sticky lubrication. That's what I think that is. Yeah, see, it sticks in different places, wherever. Sticky lubrication. Okay, so let me put this up. So the lubrication's exposed over here. Put my finger in there. Feel it. Oh. No, that's not it here. Okay, wipe it right off. It's not enough for me to really tell if it's tacky or not, but okay, well, let's take a look at that. Again, it's very hard to look at with the camera. It's even hard enough with my eyes. I think I should try cleaning all this off in here and putting on some new lubricant. That would be silicone. We'll see if we can't get it sliding properly. I think it's just sticky stuff. Okay. Certainly not a lot of lubrication in there. You know, even a dry surface might actually work better. Okay, here we come. So I don't feel the click. Yeah, there's still right where the mechanism transitions from moving the top door to trying to lift the laser up. I keep wanting to call it a magic eye. It depends. Not always sticky. There's probably a lot more to clean in here. The other thing is the belt I put on, a temporary belt. It may be a temporary belt. Let's open the door here. Belt, as you can see, it's still pretty loose. So now I have a new set of belts here. One of these ought to do the trick. We put on a stronger belt. Or a belt with a little more tension. But the way I remember it, the motor froze. This belt was gripping enough, the motor was freezing. That's how I remember it. That's why I thought there was an additional separate mechanism for lifting the eye up and down, because the motor stopped. The motor stopped from excessive drag. It just couldn't push through. That's what it seems like now. lot of belts here. This is the original belt. Don't get them mixed up now. That is stretched a little bit. Wow, I get them mixed up easily. Smaller diameter. These are pretty thin belts. Don't get them mixed up. There's a belt measuring device you can get. It's like a ruler with 2 pins. You put the belt on top around the pins, then you pull it out until the belt stretches out, and then you can measure it. You do the same thing for comparison here. So this is just a little bit tighter than this one. And I want to go a little bit tighter yet. Boy, oh boy. That's a lot tighter, that one. Ooh. I wonder how they made these. It's about exactly the same. I'm going to have to try fitting them on to find out what's going to work and what's not. Okay, so we'll take off the temporary rubber band. This is the original. Oh, Jim, don't get them mixed up. Don't get them mixed up. Try this one. Now, I can't really test this now that I've got it out. Okay, so the belt has a little bit of that floppiness, but not like the other one. To put this whole thing back together now, what a hassle, and see if it works. Of course, I know what I'm after, and after changing the belt, but first we're going to put a little more lubrication in here before I forget. I'm going to put it back together. I don't want to take it apart again. So this is multi-purpose silicone grease. And we need a stick to apply it. Here. Really hard to see what is going on. Maybe I got to do this with a black light. Did you have a black light when you were a kid? There was a big thrill to having a black light. Run this through here a couple of times. Oops. Careful, blocking the door. Lubricant right on the slide part. the post that's sliding up and down this shaped ramp. Can you put too much of this on? Well, if it gets to places where it shouldn't go, where would that be? Oops, I don't think there's too much concern about that. Okay, what's it feel like now? Okay, door opening, door closing. Still catching. The rubber band, the band I put on, or the belt I put on, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. It's still sticky there. Okay, like I said, I think the secret is putting on a stronger belt. I may have fixed this thing already. Now I've got to put it basically back together. We've got it open here. There's any reason to lubricate any of these sliding areas here, because I've locked it in. Now, without touching the laser itself, just knock off a little bit of dust that's there. Well, my only option is to put it all back together. Oh my gosh, look at how many belts I've ended up with. 50. 50 is how many is here. 50 belts. I'll just hang them all up there. I'll just hang them all. Hang them here for now. Okay. Putting this back together is the opposite of taking it apart. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we will see. We'll see what happens. Just before I do that, you can see I've got the camera aimed at this white piece here. And what does that have on it? It has the name of somebody on it. Jean-Paul Medlock. I think it's Medlock. I wonder if I should put a sticker underneath it now. It has my name on it. Isn't that something? You know, I heard a long time ago that the world would be a better place if everybody had their name to everything they did. And while this was being described, he showed a guy painting the center line on a road, and when he was done, he was signing his name right on the center line. You know, I did this. I think that's true. I think that'd be a great thing. This Linn machine is full of people's names. I think they were practicing the same concept. But I don't think I'll put my name in here. Okay, well, I'm trying to remember how to put it together. I noticed something else that's kind of interesting just to take a read of. Let's just do that. What is this? Clyde built. Clyde built. Is Clyde somebody? Jeepers creepers. Any other names on here? Mike. That looks like Mike's signature maybe underneath it. What is that? Do not touch. I think that might be a do not touch. I'm not sure what that is. There's all kinds of interesting writing on this thing. Linn Products Limited. Classic CD board. Design. Look at 160702. Design. There they are. Mr. IW, Mr. EP, EB and Mrs. LL. They really do have everybody's name all over this stuff. It's a Sony chip. Oh, there's another thing. There we go. There. Oh, okay, that's nothing. Well, that's pretty interesting stuff. And it has this symbol here, which I guess is supposed to represent a CD player. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that we can look at here. I don't think so. They name these laser assembly. Wow, that's really interesting. And all the stuff I've worked on, I've never seen so many people's names actually stuck into it. And as I mentioned before, that really fits with my philosophy around these things. Close motor. Yeah, that's what it is. It's got some strange stuff on it. Okay, enough fascination. Back to putting it all back together. Okay, moment of truth. One of the things about doing these videos essentially live is that when I get to this point, I don't try it ahead of time, see if it'll work, and then turn on the cameras and go, voila, it works. You're going to see what's going to happen here. Same as me. Okay, power on. Switch is in. Just let it settle down a bit. Okay, I think it's ready. Okay, find that open button. Look at all these buttons. Holy smokes. Whew. Okay, step one worked. We're just checking the mechanics here. We'll play this in a bit. I got to make some connections to actually play something in here. Ready? Here we go. Son of a gun, there it is. Oh, so I guess it stopped. It's waiting for me to push play now. Okay, well, here's a play button. Stop. Stop. I guess it's good that it slows down slowly. Open. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video, hook up some way to hear this, and we'll play a little bit of Papa Was a Rolling Stone, wherever he laid his hat. Superstition by Stevie Wonder. I heard this song 1,000 times. If you're my age, you've heard it 1,000 times too, and a lot when you were younger. You ever listen to the words? Get the words to that song, Superstition. Maybe listen to it and read along with what he's actually singing about. You'll be surprised. Okay, unless you've already done that. Okay, let's get some sound thing happening here. Okay, ready for a test here. I'm going to shut the microphones off, and I've got the output from here through a cable into my sound system, so we're right on the video. I'll just get rid of the... Oh, hey, who did that? I didn't do that. Must have timed out, right? It doesn't want to leave the drawer open for any length of time. Must have done that on its own. Okay, goodbye to the microphones. Okay, I gotta put the microphones back on. So I can't play this on my video or it's going to be copyrighted, but I can get away with a few seconds. So here's a few seconds. One channel, other channel. We got it. Okay, let's exercise it a little bit. Say, if I just push open with it playing. Hey, what was that? What happened there? Let's try that. Maybe I bumped the open button. Curious. And there's no close button, of course. Fantastic. By Jove, I think I've got it. Okay, so all that's left to do here is put the cabinet back on, and the machine is done. So I'm going to end the video here. I don't think you need to see it with the top back on. Fantastic. Wonderful. Scary. But done. So thanks a lot for watching, and clearly the whole problem was simply the door belt and really nothing else. Lubrication didn't hurt. Changing the lubrication a bit, that didn't hurt it. Was it really necessary? Well, I don't know. It could be because when the door is closed, you can't see the belt. So it could be the motor was spinning and the belt was slipping, and that's all that was going on. And putting in a proper size belt has solved that. Fantastic. Once again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll get back to the Hallicrafters tube shortwave radio that I've been working on. Subscribe if you like. I'm always in here fixing something. See ya.